Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review and a giveaway. So before we get started, yes, I know there's a lot of pink going on here. I love this shirt. It's like a velvety, like casual tee. And so I really like it, but seriously, every single time I wear it, I get the question / joke, did you mean to match your shirt to your hair? Yeah. Anyways, so today I'm super excited to talk about these new I guess I just have one, but Wet n Wild recently put out these new eyeshadow palettes. They have a 10 palette, or they have like a 10 pan palette format, and then they also came out with new, I think they're quads? They might just have 3 shadows. I don't remember. But today I'm talking about this little guy here. It's one of the 10 pans. It's called the Rosé in the Air, and maybe this might look like something that you might be familiar with. It's kind of like rosy and neutrally kind of looking. It looks an awful like this palette here. This is the Modern Renaissance from Anastasia. Super similar colors. The Anastasia has 14 shadows where the Wet n Wild has 10, but super similar, right? So today I'm going to be comparing them as well as giving one of these away. I am wearing both of these palettes today on my eyes, and I'm wearing like one on one side and one on the other side. I don't know if you can tell the difference because I feel like I can't. No, I've done this a few times because this is also my 3rd time filming this video. Camera problems. Like, no one's noticed anything, no one's said anything. Like, Kelsey, your eyeshadow looks really strange today. Is it different? Or like, I haven't noticed anything? But if you have any guesses, now's your chance. This eye on this side is the Wet n Wild palette, while this side is the Modern Renaissance palette. So similar though, like you can't really tell at all. So I went with a super easy look today. This is definitely a go-to look that I use from both of these palettes as well as like other palettes. But so I started with this pink shade here. It's like a taupey mauve color, and put that into my crease and really blended it out everywhere. Oh, actually before that, one of the things that I have been enjoying about this Wet n Wild palette is there is this matte cream color that the Anastasia palette doesn't have. So I put that actually on both eyes because I like to set my eye primer that way. But then I went in with that pinky mauve color and put that into my crease. And then that is literally the exact same color as the Bon Fresco shade in the Anastasia palette. This one here, which I love that color. That's one of my favorites. It's a great pink color, but like it's not overly pink. It's not like she's got pink on her eyes. Like, you can make it pink like what I have going on, but you can also add like some neutral colors, and it really just wears really great on the eyes, and it's so pretty. Then I went in with the pink color here. Yep, that's the pink one. Went in with that pink color and just applied it to the outer crease and just kind of blended it on the lid slightly, which is the exact same color. Like, this is the one color in here that I'm like, this is exactly the same as the Love Letter shade. So similar. They apply literally exactly the same. So then I did that, but then I did also like the same thing on the lower lash line. So I took the mauve color kind of all the way across, and then did the pink color just in the outer corner kind of. And then on the inner corner, I took this really pretty like champagne color here and just kind of put it in the inner corner, as well as drug it across kind of the first half of the lid, which it's a very similar color to this Primavera color. These two shimmer colors in the Modern Renaissance palette are some of my favorite colors in here. I don't use them super often, but I think they are beautiful, great quality, so I love them. And then I finished off the entire eye look with actually just a shade from the Anastasia palette, the Primavera, which is a really light creamy pink color that has a tiny bit of shimmer, but it's not like glittery, it's just like a sheen almost, and just did my brow bone with that very subtly. I did want to do a quick swatch comparison of the shades I'm using on my eyes. I have compared every color in this palette to the Anastasia palette on my arm the other day and like did them side by side, and they're the ones that are in here, besides that cream color, all have pretty much an exact dupe in the Anastasia palette. But I wanted to show you the three that I have on my eyes, since that's kind of what I was talking about. So this side is the Wet n Wild, this is the Modern Renaissance palette. While I think this like light pink color is it's like the exact same color, the Wet n Wild is just slightly less pigmented, where the Anastasia color really packs a punch, and like you can go in with one swipe or like one brush stroke and it looks beautiful. The Wet n Wild is very pretty as well, but you kind of have to build it up a little bit to match the same pigmentation as the Anastasia shadow. That pink, the like bright pink color, that's the one that I was saying is pretty much identical. When you put it on the eyes and blend it out, it's like exactly the same. Like it's seriously, there's no difference. And then that last shimmer color, they're pretty similar, and once you have them on the eye, you can't really tell a difference, but upon swatching or even like looking at them side by side in the palette, they are slightly different. The Anastasia color is very much more of like a champagne color, where the Wet n Wild one is a little bit more golden, but again, so similar. Once you have it on the eye, you can't really tell the difference. And that's kind of the story for the whole palette. Like the Wet n Wild shades are a very similar tone and like apply so similar on the eyes, but they're just slightly less pigmented. So like if you've ever used the Modern Renaissance palette, you know what I'm talking about. Like these shades are just like butter. You put them on the eyes and they just blend out beautifully. There's so much pigmentation that nothing really compares to this. The fact that Wet n Wild was able to get similar is amazing. And I haven't even mentioned this yet. This is $5. How did they do that? It's literally $4.99 before sales. I think for $5 this is outstanding. Now if you have the Modern Renaissance palette, do you need this? No, not at all. Like there's no reason for you to get this. But if you've been interested in the Modern Renaissance palette and you don't want to pay $42, highly recommended. You're gonna get the same looks out of this. The only colors that aren't in this are a few that are in here that are kind of like slight duplicates. So the ones that aren't duplicated into the Wet n Wild palette are Tempura, which is kind of similar to that matte cream color, but this one again is a little bit more pinky, has a little bit of a sheen to it. And then you don't get Golden Ochre, which is this next shade over, but it's, I mean, I never go for Golden Ochre. It's kind of one of those shades that's not really transition-y enough to use in the crease, but it's not really light enough to use as like all over after I put eye primer on. And then you don't get Vermeer, which is that other shimmery color, which is so beautiful. I do love that one. But then you get all of these four. And then you don't get Raw Sienna, which is very similar to Burnt Orange, just slightly lighter and a little bit, like not quite as orangey as Burnt Orange. But then you get, oh, and then you don't get Red Ochre, or no. No, you get Red Ochre, you don't get Venetian Red, which is pretty similar to Love Letter, except that it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. So honestly, you can get a ton of the same looks out of this one for literally like 1/8 of the price. So I would highly recommend this. Like I think it's so great. I'll probably travel with this one honestly, because while I love the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm always afraid to travel with it because it is like super soft. The shadows are so soft that I'm just afraid I'm gonna like break it while I'm traveling, or like if it's in a suitcase it's just gonna get messed up or something, and I don't want to break it. So this is a great one for travel. Even like it's so much smaller too, so it takes up way less room in your makeup bag. And I mean there's no mirror on it, but for $5, you can't really complain about there not being a mirror. I'm definitely not like let down by the fact that there's no mirror in this palette. Like I said earlier, I am going to be giving one of these palettes away. I'm so excited because I think this is fantastic. Like, I'm excited for one of you to try this. So we've got 2 weeks from today. Today is the 12th and the giveaway is going to end on the 26th. So you've got 2 weeks from today. I'm gonna end the giveaway at 12 or like midnight Central Standard Time on the 26th. So you've got 2 weeks to enter. All you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to my channel and then leave a comment down below why you would be excited to try this palette. Other than that, there's gonna be a few like simple instructions, like making sure that I can see that you're subscribed down below for more information like that, more technical information. Oh, and you have to live in the US. Sorry. If you're interested in this little palette, like I said, I love it. I think it's fantastic. And if you don't win, I'm sorry. But it is so affordable that you can kind of go out and get your own without spending a ton of money. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already and you want to be entered to this video. Make sure that you comment down below why you're excited to try this out. And until next time, bye guys!